thank Susan Price. Susan Price is in the back. She is the athletic director extraordinaire here at Peachtree Ridge. So these events that look like I have not done them, Susan did. So thank you, Susan. On behalf of Dr. Matthews is off campus at a county commitment. And on behalf of Dr. Matthews and Peachtree Ridge High School, I want to welcome families of these wonderful student athletes here this morning. I've been here 8 years, and if it's any indication of the number of people sitting here wanting to be part of this, it truly shows the type of student athletes we have sitting up here. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I need to say some thank yous. I know Coach will reiterate this. First of all, families, thank you for your support through this journey of these fine athletes. I want to also thank the coaching staff and Coach Fleetwood for making this all possible. And finally, the teachers. There are some teachers here in attendance who asked me specifically, can I come to this because these students were in my classes? It's an indication of the connection that our teachers make to our students and student athletes. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just say a couple of things. Number one, I use the term student athletes. This group of seniors sitting up here is a fine example of that student athletes. Not only are they great student athletes, but these students have been through many and multiple leadership opportunities here at Peachtree Ridge. So they are leading us, ready for the academic world, ready for the athletic arena, but also ready to lead others. And that's what makes me proud to stand up here and wish all these guys good luck. Thank you very much. I'll turn it back to Coach.
Before we get started, I just want to say thanks to a few people, and first with the parents of these young men and of all our football players, and to our faculty and staff that have helped these guys and all of the student athletes in this school, because I know there's a lot of time that's put into all of this. This has been a long journey for these young men, and I sort of say this each year because I think back of when I was playing, and you just think about how fast all of this really happens. But it wasn't long ago, and all of these guys were in Little League football, and they were on their first football team, and all of a sudden it's 12, 14 years later, and these young men are on their way to college. And they have worked extremely hard to get to this point. And with the academic requirements and the workout schedules that we got, it's a pretty grueling thing. And it starts, football has turned into where it takes a year to prepare for each season. So my hat's off to the families and to these young men for all of the hard work. And it's so neat to see this pay off. And I know that they are going to be a great example for Peachtree Ridge and represent their families, themselves, and the school in a great way. It's a really neat thing. Now, I'm going to introduce each one of these young men, and then I will come back and let them tell. I know you see where they're going, but I think they want to say one or two things too. First is Blake Best. Blake will just stand up right quick, okay? Blake is a 3-year starter for us. Played tackle and guard and center and long snapper, and has done a great job. Has really been a hard worker, and it's really neat to see the opportunity that he's going to get. This next guy is Miles Payton. Miles was an 8th grade quarterback, okay? So he has worked hard, and has grown, and now he is an offensive lineman. He doesn't like me saying that, but I got to say that because he's such a good athlete. He really is. To be a big guy, he is really something special. Miles was playing tight end or the H-back in 10th grade and was asked to move to tackle, and he did it. And sometimes when you're a skilled guy and you move to some of the lineman positions, that's not the funnest thing to do. So really unselfish guy, and I'm really proud of his and his team spirit. This next guy is Alex Higgins. Higgy has been a 2-year starter Courage Center, has been a leader up there on the offensive line, along with the other two guys, Miles and Blake, and I'm really proud of him. He's a really hard-working guy, goes to practice every day wanting to get better. And he reminds us as coaches sometimes what we need to do. He likes that ball run right behind him on every play. And we'll miss his spirit and his leadership there. The next guy right there is Josh Forrest. Josh is a linebacker, defensive end. Josh was a 2-year starter, and Josh played linebacker his junior year, played linebacker half of his senior year, and then we moved him down to defensive end. And did a great job for us, so I'm really proud of his career. This next guy is Nassim Anthony. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to recognize some of the skilled guys because they have stats that are often talked about. These other guys are the reason that these skilled guys have stats, because they do such a good job blocking. Nassim rushed for 900-something yards this year. And Nassim moved in right before his junior year from Pennsylvania and transitioned here to Atlanta from somewhat of a rural area up there in Pennsylvania. And I watched his YouTube. He told me to look at that YouTube, and it was always in the mountains, and it was a real rural setting, and we're down here in the middle of the city, but he jumped in and went to town and has done a great job. I'm really proud of Nassim Anthony. Next guy is Tyler Campbell. Tyler has also been a 2-year starter. He's been a receiver. Could have played DB, returned some kicks also. On our leadership team, along with Blake, the student leadership team, and has been a big leader for our football team. Caught about 40 balls this year, had about 10 touchdowns, rushed the ball. He was a very versatile guy, and we're going to miss Tyler's ability and his leadership also. That's Tyler Campbell. Next guy is Tyler Sims. This was Tyler's first year at Peachtree Ridge High School and played defensive line, did a great job, never asked any questions, came here, went to work, got him a starting position on the team, and was a great leader for our defense. Very proud of Tyler Sims. The last guy is Chance Thrasher. Chance came here before his 10th grade year, and as we stated earlier, or I've said it before, and I know some of the coaches have said, Chance was about 170 pounds his sophomore year. He was about 190 going into his junior year, and he's about 215 his senior year. Chance threw for over 40, I think it was right around 4,800 yards during his career here, 40-something touchdown passes, had a great career, and I'm very proud of Chance. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to pass this mic, and we're going to pass it right down the line right here. These guys are going to say a few words and also reiterate where they're going to school.
All right, my name's Blake Best. I'm going to the University of Kentucky next year to Longstaff. I'd like to thank my entire family, Billy, Brittany, I love you guys, all the teachers I've formed relationships with, the coaches, Coach Allen, Coach Newman, who had to deal with me for a couple of years. Thanks for everything.